Bleh, what the hell is this garbage?
Is there a problem, Mr. Igordovich?
Fair. You call this the best pasta in the city? This tastes like you are trying to poison me or something.
What? But that's impossible. My son makes the best pasta known to man.
Fair. Well, your son should go back to cooking school. Why I ought to have a nerve to close down this entire restaurant.
Hey, you will not talk about my son like that. He tries his hardest.
Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think your son.
Are you okay?
I don't feel so good. What on earth was in that pa? My heart.
Mr. Gordovich? Mr. Gordovich. Oh my god, he is dead. Son, call the police quick. Mr. Gordovich has died.
I'm so bored. With Mia still in the spirit world and Maya away doing her training, I got nothing to do. I should probably see what's on the news.
Breaking news. At around 6 p.m. last night, the body of famous food critic, Ramos Gordovich was found at the Deliziazo Pasta Italian restaurant.
Oh no, a famous food critic died? That's awful.
The body was discovered by the owner of the restaurant, Mac A. Roney.
Mac A. Roney? That's an interesting name.
An arrest was made when the police arrived at the scene. The owner's son, Peppino Roney, was arrested under suspicion of poisoning Mr. Gordovich's spaghetti and is being taken in for questioning. We will give you all an update when we hear more about what happened.
A poisoning at a local Italian restaurant? Sounds rough. Huh? My phone is ringing? Who is calling me? Hello? Wright and Company Law Offices. Wright speaking.
Is this the famous Phoenix Wright?
It is. May I ask who is speaking?
It's me, Mac A. Roney.
Mac A. Roney? The owner of Delicioso Pasta?
That is right. I believe you saw the news, Mr. Wright.
As a matter of fact, I did. Your son got arrested under suspicion of poisoning a critic named Ramos Gordovich.
That is correct. But my son is innocent. He would never do such a thing. I need you to defend him.
What? You want me to defend your son?
Please, Mr. Wright. My son killed nobody. He wouldn't even hurt a fly.
All right, Mr. Roney. I'll take your son's case. Just leave it to me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Wright. You truly are a lifesaver.
Well, better get to the precinct and talk with this Peppino Roney. Hello, you must be Peppino Roney.
Yeah.
Whoa, take it easy there.
Ugh. I am so terribly sorry. I wasn't expecting guests.
Your father told me about what happened. I came here to be your defense attorney.
Wait, my papa hired you to be my defense attorney?
Yes, that is correct. Phoenix Wright at your service.
Oh mamma mia, it's a absolute miracle. Please Wright, my food never killed nobody. It's all a conspiracy.
Can you tell me a little bit about what happened last night during the poisoning?
Last night was supposed to be a big day for my papa's restaurant. Since famous food critic, Ramos Gordovich, was finally gonna try our food.
The news said there was poison in a plate of spaghetti that you served him. Is that true?
I don't even know how it is possible. I put my heart and soul into the food I serve my customers. I would never put a poison in my food.
Was there anyone else in the kitchen at the time?
No, I was the only one cooking the food while my mama and papa were waiting tables and making sure everyone was doing okay.
I see. Would you mind if I go have a look around your restaurant? Maybe I can find some evidence to figure out what happened.
Please do. I want my name to be cleared. I never killed anyone in my entire life and I certainly never plan on doing such a thing.
Alrighty then. I'll get your name cleared as soon as possible, Mr. Roney. You have my word. So this is where the murder took place. I wonder if I can find any clues here. Hey, wait a minute, what is that? I see a notepad hiding behind the garbage can. I should have a look. Sheesh, whoever wrote this in this notepad really didn't have anything nice to say about this. I wonder if I should.
Ciao. Welcome to my excellente restaurante.
What the?
Welcome. It is so nice to see you here, Phoenix Wright.
Oh you must be Mr. Mac A. Roney.
Yes, the one and only. Thank you so much for talking my boy's case.
Oh, it's no problem, Mr. Roney.
Anyway, how is my boy doing?
Well, he could be better.
I just cannot believe that my own son is being accused of a murder. It is bad enough that my food gets used for a heinous crime, but my own son being a suspect, I just don't want to believe it.
Mr. Roney, could you explain to me what happened last night?
Last night was supposed to be a huge opportunity for me and my familia, but then that horrible critic dares to insult my food and my son at the same time, and now he goes to drop dead in my restaurant. becoming a scene of a murder case.
It sounds like you weren't really a fan of this Gordovich guy.
I used to look up to him. He was a famous food critic around this town. I'd hope he would have liked my food, but then he goes to say it was a bad and was gonna have my restaurant closed down. The absolute nerve of him, insulting my food and dying in my restaurant to have my son accused of a murder.
Hey, take it easy, Mr. Roney.
I'm so sorry, it is just frustrating is all. My food and my boy would have never hurt nobody.
Who else was working at the restaurant at the time?
Well, my son was the only cook we had since we were so short of staff, and me and my wife were waiting at tables.
Wow, your son being the only cook in the kitchen? Must have been stressful for him.
Actually, you'd be surprised. My son loved doing he does. Even with the 100 orders, he'd cook the food on time.
That's very impressive.
My boy really had such a talent, and now people think he is a murderer.
Was there anyone else in the restaurant at the time? Any customers?
Yes, there were quite a handful of them. But when Mr. Gordovich died, everyone started to freak out and run out of my restaurant.
Did you notice anyone looking suspicious?
Unfortunately, no. I was too busy waiting at tables that I couldn't really catch my breath.
What was your wife doing at the time?
Hey, you will leave my wife out of this.
Sorry, Mr. Roney. Just doing my job.
Sigh. No, I'm sorry. My anger got the better of me. She was also waiting at tables.
I should probably ask his wife if she noticed anything. Mr. Roney, where is your wife now?
She went to the police station to talk with my son. She is just as worried as I am.
I see. Thank you for your time. I will come back to see if I can find out anything else. Man, despite Mr. Roney looking like a nice guy, he sure has a temper. But he did say multiple people were there at the time. I wonder if any of them could have done it. And what was with this notepad? Was it the victims? Why was it hiding behind a trash can?
Hey you, the man in blue.
What the? Who was that?
What do you think you are? What are you doing with my notepad?
Huh? This notepad of yours?
Sief on my property.
Hey, take it easy, pal. I found this inside the restaurant.
Hug, liar. If my notepad would ever be in a low-class joke of a restaurant such a delicioso pasta. Are you one of those low-class poor boy that a noble in a cut for a living?
No. What? What on earth are you talking about?
Never mind that. Just give me back my notepad before he was my lawyer.
Funny that you say that, because I am a lawyer.
What? You? A lawyer?
That's right, and this notepad was found at a crime scene.
Crimson? You think I'm gonna believe a story like that?
You didn't hear?
No, I don't know what you are talking about. No, give my notepad back. No.
Sorry, but that is not happening. It is now evidence for the murder of the famous food critic, Ramos Gordovich.
What? Ramos is there?
I take it you know him.
Hug, he didn't really wish he didn't. That man had no business being a food critic. He never took job seriously.
Are you a food critic as well?
Why yes I am. Anton Hugo is my name and I am a well-known critic from Paris.
A critic from Paris, and he just happened to know the victim. I should question him. Mr. Ogo, how did you know the victim?
Hug, he made that disgusting man from a critic j'ai été together.
A critic get-together?
Pretty self-explanatory. Good that man was out and dead a filthy mood that would say such full language. Someone definitely should have talked him some money.
Weren't you just harassing me over a notepad?
That is not the point. And judging from what you told me, I guess someone finally had enough of Gordovich's money.
I don't know why, but I have a strange feeling this Ogo guy is hiding something from me.
Anyway, I am running late. You can keep the notepad for now, but I bet avid back on si you are done doing whatever it is you are doing.
Gee, what on earth was that guy's problem? And is this notepad really his? I wonder why he was so desperate of me giving it to him. Anyway, I have to find Mrs. Roney and see if she noticed anything during the crime. What the? Someone is in front of the bridge. Hey, what are you looking at? Sorry, I need to get across that bridge. Well, you don't need to stare at me, Gramps. Gramps, I'm not that old. Whatever. Just mind your own business. Geez, what's your problem? I don't have time for this. Out of my way, blue boy. Ah, that jerk pushed me. What the heck was his problem? Is every person I'm gonna meet just gonna be rude for no reason?
Oh my goodness. Are you okay? I say, that man in yellow has absolutely no manners. Wait a minute. Are you a Phoenix, Wright? The defense attorney that is gonna help my son.
And I take it you are Peppino's mother?
Oh, thank the heavens. It really is you.
Well, she is a hugger.
You are really gonna help a boy.
That's what I plan to do, as long as he is actually innocent.
Of course he is innocent. My little boy would never hurt a fly. He was framed, I tell you. Framed.
Whoa, okay, I hear you. I think I should ask her some questions. Mrs. Roney, would you mind telling me what you witnessed last night?
Well, he was helping my husband with the waiting tables while my son was getting everybody's orders ready.
And did you or your husband talk with the victim?
At first I was the one serving Mr. Gordovic, but he had my husband take over because of how rude he was towards them. An old bag like you shouldn't be waiting tables, the absolute nerve he had.
Oh geez, he didn't sound like a pleasant guy to serve, huh? Boy, Mr. Gordovich really made a few too many enemies. Any one of the people I've met could have done it.
Mr. Gordovic was a devil in disguise. I have never met such a horrible person like him. But now he is dead and my son is being accused of killing him. My little boy would never do such a thing.
Well, do not worry, Mrs. Roney. I will prove your son innocent.
Oh, grazie, Mr. Wright. My son will be in a good end as long as you will set him free.
Speaking of your son, are you coming back from talking to him?
Why yes, he had to make sure that my son was alright. He looked so miserable in that cell. When I get my own the person that framed my son, I will make sure that I'll fire away them.
Mrs. Roney, please. Freaking out like that won't solve anything.
I am so sorry. My anger got the better of me.
Geez, I guess pure Italian rage runs in the family.
Anyway, Mr. Wright, I am going back to the restaurant to make sure my husband is okay. I am counting on you.
Huh? Mrs. Roney dropped something. Looks like a piece of paper. I wonder what it says? What the? Mr. Ogo? The food critic I bumped into in front of the restaurant. Why would Mrs. Roney want to have a talk with him? Something is going on here. I should probably ask the defendant. What the? Mr. Peppino isn't here. Where did he go?
Ah, right. Slow as ever I see.
I recognize that voice from anywhere.
It's been a bit right.
Edgeworth, what are you doing here?
I had a feeling you were gonna show up to talk with the defendant, but he is already being questioned by the detectives.
Wait, you know about the murder that happened at Delicioso Pasta?
Of course I know that, right. I'm the one that is gonna be prosecuting the defendant.
Wait, you don't really think he did it, do you?
Right, I only rely on facts, and right now it is a fact that Mr. Peppino is the one being accused, and for good reason.
Good reason?
That I will explain in court. But for now, I am looking for evidence. Pretty much what you are doing, Mr. Wright. Now if you excuse Mr. Wright, I am off.
So Edgeworth is the one prosecuting this case. Great, I can only imagine how this will go. But Edgeworth has a point. I need to find clues to prove Mr. Peppino's innocence. Maybe I should have a look around the kitchen. Back at the scene of the crime. And I don't see anyone. I wonder if...
I told you a multiple of times I want you out of my store now.
Whatever, your restaurant is gonna close down anyway. And you can thank your stupid son for that.
Talk about my son like that again, and I will show you the true meaning of hell.
What the? You again? You following me or something? Hey, you're that jerk from the park. What are you doing here? First of all, who are you calling a jerk? Second of all, it's none of your business, blue boy.
Oh, and the tape of your stupid application with you.
Ow, my head. You jerk. I am never coming back to this stupid restaurant. I hope it burns to the ground. Again, what the heck is wrong with that guy?
Mamma mia, Mr. Wright. Oh dear, I'm so sorry you had to see that.
Who was that guy you were arguing with?
Some schmuck named Theodore Noyes.
Theodore Noyes? I've never heard of him.
Apparently he owned a restaurant called the Noisy Pizza, but was recently closed it down after it was found out that he has served recycled slices of pizza from customers that neither touched or took it home.
Recycled pizza? That can't be legal.
It definitely wasn't. It was against the health violations. Now he goes door to door to find a new job.
And I take it he was trying to get a job from you?
I was so insulted that he had the nerves to ask me for a job after he had used recycled slices of pizza. But we are getting it off topic. Did you find anything that will prove my son innocent?
Actually, I came here to take a look at your son's kitchen.
My son's kitchen? What on earth for?
Just to see if any poison was hidden in the kitchen at the time.
I guess I don't have a choice. Very well, you may enter my son's kitchen.
So this is the kitchen?
Why yes, my son would always be in here cooking the most delicious food I have ever had.
I better have a look around.
What is the matter?
You might want to have a look at this.
What? But that can't be. That's what is a bottle of Villenamine doing in my kitchen?
Villenamine? What is that?
It is a slow-acting poison that takes up to an hour. It is from my home country in Italy.
Poison.
Aha, so you found some decisive evidence, have you, Mr. Wright?
Oh no, I know that voice.
So Mr. Wright, you found the poison that took Mr. Gordovich's life.
Igor, what are you doing here?
Doing my own investigation just like you are doing. And I must say, that's a fine piece of evidence you got there. I believe I shall have the detectives take that to examine, along with the half-eaten plate of spaghetti that was on the victim's table.
I can't resist. I have to hand over the evidence to Edgeworth.
I'm sorry, Wright. I know you want to prove your client innocent, but we have to stick to the evidence. It's the only way to get to the truth. You should know that. As for Mr. Roney, he is coming with me for questioning. Well, I will see you at the trial.
And just like that, Edgeworth took the bottle of poison, the plate, and Mr. Roney for questioning. I don't know why that bottle in Mr. Rodney's kitchen, but one thing is for certain, I definitely don't like where this is going.